Well, you don't have to travel to Napa to visit a great winery. We have so many beautiful ones here, right here in Ohio, and that is exactly where we find Joe today.
I'm here at the door of the wine cellar. It's a secret knock, and Tony Debevc is going to. There it is.
Joe, how you doing? Good to see you. Well, welcome to Debonné Vineyards here in Madison.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is the actual wine cellar, right, Tony?
This is the original wine cellar that we just redid. This is now used for our white wines, our Rieslings, our Chardonnays, our Pinot Gris. It's been a wonderful renovation of our original wine cellar.
Oh, now let's talk about the vineyards. How many acres are we talking, Tony?
We have 142 acres that we farm here in Lake County in Northeast Ohio.
And how many years have you been in existence?
Well, my grandfather started the original farm in 1916. That's when my father was born. Unfortunately, he passed away just this year, but he was here for 94 years of it. And in 1971, I came back to the farm and started Debonné Vineyards, and we opened the doors in 1972 to the general public.
You know, they say that wine is really the secret of a long life, 94 years.
Well, my grandfather was 93 years old. My mother is still helping with the books at 90 years old. So
see, there you go. You're backing it up. Well, all right, so how many different wines do you actually make here?
Well, we have about 24 different wines. So we have a really broad selection of wines my grandfather made. The local Catawba, Concord wines, we still have quite a few customers in that area. When I started in the business, we started with the French hybrids, things like Vidal Blanc, which we now use for our ice wine, things like Chambourcin to make a really nice dry wine. But then in the mid-'80s, we really got into the vinifera wines. The Rieslings are #1, of course, here in Northeast Ohio, as is Pinot Gris, Grigios, Chardonnays, Pinot Noirs. Those kind of white wines or light red wines is our forte.
Now, Debonné Vineyards, there's no one that can come close to you for the size and for the amount of wine that you make, correct?
Correct. We're the largest estate grower in the state. In other words, we control our destiny from the ground up.
The ground to the glass.
Correct, the ground to the glass.
And there's other places out there that don't necessarily do that.
No, they don't. There's some small boutique operations that are doing that. We have a real diverse industry here in the state of Ohio, from people that just make wine from whatever to people that really make wine from Ohio, and that's the difference. You know, we have a European climate here. We have 4 seasons. We have colder conditions. We're more European, Austrian, Slovenian kind of wines, that kind of Northern European wines, and that's what we do best. That's why we're best in the white wines. If you want a big, bold red, we're not your guy. We're going to produce a nice kind of Chianti style, light red, Pinot Noirs. That's what we do best. You know, you can't do it all.
Well, you know what you also do best is you have a different atmosphere no matter who is looking for it. If you want a romantic time where it's just maybe you and someone special, if you want a blowout party, if you want to have a wedding, this is the place to do it all.
If you want a great time, you come here when there's 4,000 people during our balloon race, but if you want a romantic evening, come in an off day or maybe in the morning, or find a corner out here in the winery somewhere, we have a blend of a lot of different settings here at the winery.
Speaking of blends.
Well, you want to try some of our wines?
Well, you know, as long as I'm here.
Well, why don't we try one of our great dry wines. This is our Chardonnay.
Okay.
Of course, it's Grand River Valley Chardonnay. This is non-oaked Chardonnay. So it's made right in this room with all these stainless steel tanks. We're trying to reflect the character and flavor of the soil and the climate of Northeast Ohio and the Grand River Valley.
Well, here's to you. I'll tell you what. That's good. It may take a couple more glasses before I really find out exactly how I feel about it.
Well, let's try a couple before we get too much into one wine here.
All right, there's that one.
I'm going to have you try, I think, the dry red first, and I'm going to let you do that.
Okay.
And this is our Cabernet Franc. This is one of the better heavy red wines that we have here.
Okay.
It's 100% Cabernet Franc, has a nice bell pepper character to it. We find that it's been very, very consistent for us, very cold hardy, so it's a great one for Northeast Ohio for a dark red wine.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll continue to try this, but coming up, I'm going to talk to your son, Junior, about a brewery.
Cellar Brewery.
Cellar Brewery, brand new somewhat for the last couple of years.
Last 2 years, we have a big addition going on that we're going to open up this summer. We got a lot of things going on there.
There's a lot of things going on here. Stay tuned, more good company, and we'll go to the brewery side of things here at Debonné Vineyards. You got to raise a glass, Tony. Don't leave me hanging here.
Ooh.
All right.
Here we go. Joe.
Here's to you.
Here's to your health.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were at Debonné Vineyards. We are Cellar Rats Brewery, and that's where we are, where we're meeting Tony Jr. We'll call him Junior from now on. How are you, Junior?
Good. How are you?
Great. We go from vineyards to a brewery. Tell us how this whole thing became a reality.
You know how this whole thing came about was we've been in the wine industry since '72, probably like my father told you. And we've never been able to bridge that gap. People always used to come here and say, man, I wish I had a beer. You don't have any vodka or a beer. So I've always been a beer drinker. I've never really been that huge wine drinker. So 3 years ago in May, we bought a system. We practiced and practiced before we released our
Practicing is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, practice was great. Practice is always good. So we went from there, and then we started brewing. We're into our third year now.
Now let's talk about the we. All right, you've got of course yourself, and then you've got this little guy behind you.
Yeah, Joel here is our brand manager for Debonné and our brand manager and sales manager for Cellar Rats.
And so we've got both owners here for Cellar Rats. Now let me point out, and Joel, you can tell everybody that Cellar Rat is actually a term of endearment.
Cellar Rats is a term of endearment. It started in California. Anybody who works downstairs in a wine cellar at a winery, basically they get there first thing in the morning when it's dark, and when they're leaving, it's dark out again. So anybody who works in that environment, they were always called Cellar Rats, based on the fact that this brewery was established right downstairs in the wine cellar. Cellar Rats seemed a logical name for the brewery.
And you established it, and now you're about to establish yourself even more. Tell us what's going to happen here.
Great things are about to happen for us. We're actually, right now, we're on a 3-barrel system. So what we do is we double batch every day to make 6 barrels. We're going from that to now a 15-barrel system.
Right, now, how many beers can I get out of a barrel?
Well, there's 30.1 gallons in a barrel.
In a barrel. Okay,
in a barrel.
We'll do the math at home.
So right now, easy way to explain it, we're doing 180 gallons a day right now.
Okay.
We're going to go to 940 gallons a day. So
Small leap.
just a small leap.
Just a small one. And when does that happen?
Actually, why we're doing this interview, I think our semi should be here in the next hour with our system. So we'll be up and running here in about 2-3 weeks.
And will people be able to see this when they take tours and they come here? And all?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're actually going to build an area out there. We're going to build a little tasting bar as well, and take some people out there and show them the new brewery as the thing's getting started.
Can we get a sneak peek at some of the new kinds of brews?
Absolutely. We're going to actually be creating 4 beers in the new brewery.
Now that's the old brew we just got a little shot of right down there underneath
This
you.
is the old brew.
That's the old one. All right.
We currently make 6 year-round beers here at Cellar Rats Brewery and 4 seasonals. Our 4 main beers are Rat Tail Ale, that's our lead dog. We have the Piper's IPA, the Field Rat Wheat, and the Black Rat Imperial Stout. In addition, we also have Rat Trap Lager and the Pack Rat Pilsner. So we don't play around. These are the 4 beers that are going to go to market first. Actually, Rat Tail Ale will hit the market in September, and then about every 4 to 6 months after that, we'll release another one. However, all 4 beers will be available in September in this building, and then from then on.
All right.
Our 4 seasonals, we have a Fall Oktoberfest, a traditional Festivus Ale for the holidays.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us. In the springtime, we go into a Doppelbock. And here at summer, we have our Raspberry Porter. You got to say it right, because there's a rat involved in almost anything. Our Raspberry Porters are our latest release for summer.
And where can people find these if there's a store nearby?
All right. When we release in September, we will be going into a lot of independently owned stores. They've already approached us, and I know already that 2 of the largest chain stores in the Cleveland market have already approached us and are ready to go and start carrying. So we'll be in Giant Eagle and Heinen starting in the fall.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
All
You'll
right.
be able to get Cellar Rats beers everywhere.
Well, let me. Oh, look. What am I about to drink here?
This is our Piper's IPA. This is Junior's favorite beer. It's hoppy, it's bright, it's a little bit bitter, and it'll get you where you're going.
Will it make me hoppy and bright?
It's going to make you smiling, that's for sure.
I'm very happy about this. Thank you. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Very much.
I feel like I'm breaking new ground here.
You are. This is breaking really right now. Not a lot of people know about this expansion. We've had people over the last year asking about when is Cellar Rats going to hit the market, and here we are in 2011. It's going to be the year of the rat.
The year of the rat. Here's to you.
Thank you.
All right. Cellar Rats Brewery. Could take me a couple of days to get back to the studio. Thank goodness it's a Friday. Gentlemen,
Enjoy.
the more I drink, the smarter and better looking everybody gets. Good old Joe.